This short film was made by Camtad, the Cambridge campaign for tackling acquired deafness, to promote greater awareness of hearing difficulties and how clearer speech among all those dealing with the public can help.
Hello, my name's Jim Carter, and this programme is going to give you an insight into... Whoa, hang on. It's all right. It's easy, how you go. I had a bit too much to drink this morning. Now, right, where was I? Yep, today I'm going to be spending a little time explaining how sometimes...
Excuse me, sorry, could you just tell me where the train station is, please?
Well, I'm a bit busy, but yeah, you see down the end of the row of shops there, you see the sign that says train station? Try that. Right, where was I? What we're going to do is take an in-depth look at how people have come into contact with... Whoa, hey, just a minute, hang on.
Let go! Let go, sir!
What are you doing?
Let go! Look, I'm a police officer and that thief's getting away.
Yeah, right, sorry. So, what I've been trying to say is that often we make rash judgments or the wrong assumptions, rather like I did just then. Now, these mistakes can often seem cruel. I know we don't mean to be unkind, but we can take things for granted, and that means that the people we're dealing with often end up feeling hurt. This usually happens because we're too busy or we're too preoccupied at the time. You see, this lad wasn't drunk, as I'd assumed. He was having a serious asthma attack, and perhaps if I hadn't been so quick to jump to conclusions, I could have helped him earlier. Yeah, and this lady asking directions was blind, but I didn't take the time to look too closely.
Come on, sunshine.
And I didn't take the time to see what was happening with these two. I just automatically assumed that the man in the hood was the bad guy. I should have looked more closely instead of jumping to conclusions, but I just glanced at them and they seemed perfectly ordinary, just like these people. You assume that because they look entirely ordinary that they are, but they're not. There are over 9 million people in the UK just like this. 9 million people in the UK who are either deaf or hard of hearing. But because there are no outward signs, they're sometimes treated thoughtlessly by even the kindest or most caring of people. You don't believe me? Just take a look in here. This is Mel. She's got a routine appointment at the doctor's.
Hello. I'm here to see Dr. O'Connor, and
just take a seat in the waiting room until you're called.
Yes, okay, but I need to tell you
Hold
that...
on, please. I'll call you in a while. Mel Broughton, please. Is Mel Broughton here? Harry Greenspan? Yes?
Sorry to bother you. It's just that I've been waiting for over an hour. Will the doctor be long?
What's your name?
Broughton. Mel Broughton.
Did you say Mel Broughton?
Yes.
I called you twice. Why didn't you come when you were called? I've had to rearrange the appointments list and the whole morning is in such a mess, all because of you. Don't you understand how important it is to be on time for the doctor? He's a busy person, not just here for you. Didn't you hear me when I called? Didn't you hear what I said? Are you deaf or something?
Poor Mel. That can't have been very nice for her. You see, that receptionist was just too busy to let her explain that she was hard of hearing, and the result is a very bruising experience for both of them. Because people who are hard of hearing or hearing impaired look surprisingly ordinary, but they do need to see your face. If they're going to tell what you're saying, they've got to be able to look at your face and watch your lips move. So obviously there's no point in shouting behind a closed door. If you're in the front line of dealing with the public, then it pays to make sure that everybody's looking at you if you've got something important to say, and that you're making eye contact with them. Because then it's less chance that you'll be misunderstood and people will get hurt and embarrassed. And actually, it's not just deaf people you should make eye contact with. Surely everybody deserves that respect and courtesy. And because deaf people look just like anybody else, then it's all too easy to unknowingly step on their toes. This is Joe. He's shopping not for 4 candles, but for groceries.
Oi, watch your back, mate.
Oh, well, that's very nice. Maybe if the sales assistant had just taken a moment to think about his customer instead of, well, it's common sense, really. And it doesn't just have to be a trolley. Yeah, it's all a bit of a laugh, but maybe not if you're a deaf person and you don't get any warning at all. Well, she should have been wearing a hearing aid, I hear you say, and maybe deaf people don't always have their hearing aids turned on. Or perhaps she thought she'd be safe on the pavement. And even if they did wear a hearing aid, it only magnifies sound. It doesn't make things any clearer, like, say, a pair of glasses does. Now, this is Chris. He fancies a bottle of Shiraz with his evening meal.
I'm looking for a bottle of Californian Shiraz.
I'm just round the corner, mate. Second shelf there.
Second?
Just round the corner. Second shelf. So a couple of bottles have come in. They're just round the corner. Second shelf. Okay?
Well, maybe you can just make out what he's saying, but what does it sound like to Chris?
Just round the corner. Second shelf.
You see, a hearing aid doesn't make things clearer. It just amplifies what's already there. And things are about to get worse.
Sorry, I didn't realise you were deaf. They're just round the corner, if you have a look. Do you want me to get them for you? Shall I get the bottle for you? Was it something I said?
Well, I suppose that's one way of becoming teetotal. But actually, there is a serious point here, because many hearing-impaired people become so embarrassed and depressed by this kind of experience that they just stop going out in public anymore, and it only serves to increase their sense of isolation. Alex wants to find out from her council how to get a new wheelie bin.
Good afternoon, can I help?
I'm deaf. Can I switch on to your induction loop system?
I'm terribly sorry, but it's out of action. It's out of action.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
It's not working, I'm afraid. No, it's not working, I'm afraid. It's kaput, gone to pieces, shot.
How can I get a new wheelie bin? The wheel on mine's broken.
Well, that's easy. What you have to do is fill out a form and then go across the street to building 4, up to the 4th floor, and there they can tell you how much it will cost and what you need to do and when they can deliver it to you. I know it's difficult, love. I'll show you. Come with me. You need to go across the street and they can help you there, my dear, all right? If you just go across the street to building 4. Building 4. Oh, Angie, isn't it sad?
Well, yes, it is sad. Sad that the receptionist doesn't understand that speaking to deaf people like that is both confusing and demeaning. Deaf people aren't stupid. They don't want to be pitied. All they want is a little bit more understanding about how to communicate. Not waving your hands around in a distracting manner, speaking clearly and at a normal pace. That's the way to do it. And if there are any vital pieces of information or complicated instructions, write them down. Of course, it would have all been so much less stressful if the induction loop system had been working. So please, check that yours is every week, and also make sure that you've got a working backup. Well, hopefully I've given you something to think about when you're dealing with people who are hearing impaired. And now here are my top tips on how to get it right if your job brings you into contact with people who are deaf or hard of hearing. If they're doing something else, attract their attention. You might have to touch them on the arm or maybe switch a light on and off. Always look people straight in the eye. Don't turn away or continue with your work or turn your back on them. Get close to them, but not too close, as that can make lip reading difficult. If you can control it, make sure the light is on your face. Watching lips is important for the hearing impaired, and also what your eyes are saying. Speak clearly and not too slowly. Hands away from your mouth and leave the pen for writing. Turn background music down if you can, and don't shout and wave your hands about. Loud sounds like crowds and shouting become distorted through hearing aids, and waving hands distract the listener from what you're saying. Deaf and hearing impaired people aren't simple-minded, so don't treat them as if they are. If they don't understand you, then repeat what you're saying in a different way, and if it's vitally important information, write it down. Yes, thank you, Joker. Above all, be patient. Communication is a two-way deal, and the deaf or hearing impaired are sometimes reluctant to admit that they have a disability. They may find it hard to say, "I'm hard of hearing." And remember, your hearing might deteriorate one day, so treat people as you'd like to be treated yourself. And remember, that little bit of respect and understanding can make all the difference, and everyone will come out feeling better about themselves and their job.
Excuse me, sir. I'd like you to accompany me down to the station,
No,
please.
well, I can explain about
I've
that.
been watching you and you've been acting really suspiciously.
All right, just listen to me for a minute.
Especially when you helped that thief earlier on.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Look,
we can discuss it down the station,
look,
sir.
I'm
This
sorry,
way.
but look,
Thank
are you deaf or something? I've just popped back in to say a big thank you to the Cambridge University West Road Concert Hall, to Tesco's, to the Bacchanalia Wine Shop, and to the Mill Road Surgery. They all allowed us to film on their premises to show you how not to deal with the hearing impaired. And they had the confidence to do this because they know that they're very experienced in doing it the correct way. So, a big thank you to you all.